important discussion. And allow me, I think, at the onset first to also really sympathize and send our empathies to those that have been affected, those that have lost their lives. Important discussion. And allow me, I think, at the onset first to also really sympathize and send our empathies to those that have been affected, those that have lost their lives. Indeed, one life lost is one life too many. And it pains us as a county government, and indeed I'm sure even the national government and these other stakeholders that we have here, whenever we have what I'd consider to be preventable loss of life. And so from a disaster management perspective, we have now come to appreciate that in Nairobi, flooding is no longer a one-off event. This is a recurring urban risk that we must prepare for and be able to address at the onset. And I'm glad that in this panel we've started at the food chain, starts with the forecasts that the Met gives us. What has happened with the county government? We've adopted a paradigm shift from a response-driven strategy to a preventive strategy. And therefore we are looking at what measures we are able to do in terms of mitigating, in terms of preventing, even before we get to the response stage. And you will note that these efforts have borne fruit over the past couple of years, working together with the meteorological department. Whenever they issue the alerts, we are able to work with the communities through systems that we've developed over the past couple of years, just to caution them and to also alert them of any impending floods that may be coming. And from disaster, where we sit, we provide a platform of convergence for the different actors, as opposed to just having every agency doing what it does on its own. So for us, we are able to work with these communities. We've identified the hotspots, the flooding hotspots. We've had short-term measures, which are infrastructure related. Some are humanitarian in nature. So you'll realize that in some of the areas that are flood prone, such as Kibra, Mukuru, and Mathare, we have identified holding centers where we are able to host those that may be displaced for a short time until they find a footing. And judging by the numbers that you've given, Nairobi this time we've only had, like I said, any life lost is too many. We've had 2 lives lost. 2 years ago, we had serious numbers, which were tragic. So the humanitarian efforts have been working alongside the infrastructure-related programs that we have in place. In the short term, of course, working with the Green Army in Nairobi, working with the Nairobi Rivers Commission, we've been able to unclog and clear the drainage systems just to allow the water to find its pathway. We're also looking at the major drainage and sewer upgrades that are ongoing. We are looking at the waste management, aggressive waste management programs that are happening, just to be able to clear the pathways, because garbage really is one of the leading causes of the blocked sewerways. But the long-term solution for us from a disaster management perspective is really to turn Nairobi into a sponge city. We must come up with strategies that not just to drain the water, but also find ways of absorbing, storing, and even managing the waters. I think as disaster management, we are looking at that holistic strategy, the mitigation, the prevention. We're also playing a very strategic role in terms of the post-disaster recovery, working together with the Red Cross and other well-wishers, the national government through the Special Programs Ministry, to be able to support the close to the 6,000 households that you've talked about.
So the number is still 6,000?
Thereabouts. We know that areas like in Kasarani, we have some areas like Budalangi that have been heavily affected.
Thereabouts meaning more or less?
Well, we have about 600 households in Budalangi, in Mukuru about 350 that have been affected. So consolidated, you're looking at about, that figure would not be very far from the truth, because again, many of these also are informal settlements. So we've been working very closely with other agencies to be able to provide food and non-food support to those that have been affected. But allow me to say that we are keen on coordinating the multi-agency approach, so that those that are charged with doing the infrastructure-related interventions work hand in hand, that those are pursuing the humanitarian perspective.
Okay.
And I think lastly, just to indicate that as disaster management, we have structured the department. We have what we call the Disaster Risk Reduction Directorate, which essentially is tasked with the responsibility of building community disaster resilience, so that the community becomes the first line of defense. Even before the fire brigade responds, or the Kenya Army or any other agency comes, we are looking at empowering the communities to be able to detect and interpret the alerts when they are issued, to know what to do, when to do, to be able to come up with protocols